The following is a presentation of SC State Athletics.
Week 7 and it's go time for the South Carolina State Bulldogs as the Dogs are in Dover, Delaware for a date with the Delaware State Hornets. The Hornets coming to today's game 0-6, seeking their first win before a jam-packed homecoming crowd. Do the Hornets have enough to sting the Dogs on the road, or will the bite of the Bulldog take the sting out of the Hornets? Find out next on The Buddy Pough Show.
You're watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. This week's matchup, your SC State University Bulldogs versus the Delaware State University Hornets. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. And now our host, Ernest Robinson.
With a record of 3 wins and 3 losses, but more importantly, only 1 conference loss, South Carolina State is still in the thick of things as far as the MEAC championship is concerned. But head coach Buddy Pough knows too well there's little margin for error.
Well, it's win or go home for us. We've told our guys already that as long as we continue to have something to play for, then we really got some excitement in our camp. But now once that happens, in a way where we don't have that, then of course it takes away a lot of our up and go. So we'll see exactly what happens here today, but we got to continue to win to stay in it.
How do you build on last week, Howard? You thought he had some good things going defensively. Offensively, you came on late. How do you pick up the offense where you left it off at the end of that game?
Well, let's hope that we can pick it up at a stage a little bit ahead of where we were last week. Didn't play awfully well offensively, but at the same time, we did so many good things early defensively and got so many points until it wasn't much of an issue. Now, in a situation like this, you're on the road, you're at another homecoming, you got all kinds of incentives from the other team that we need to play and show some sign of being adequate offensively.
Last week offensively, you opened up the passing game, and that really opened things up in the football game, but your key always is trying to run the football, Coach. How committed will you be that today, or before we have to resort to any means necessary?
Well, I think it's an any means necessary kind of deal. That's what happens when you're at this point in your year. We feel like we need to take advantage of the abilities of the guys that we have. We think our Caleb York kid throws around pretty good. We got a pretty good receiving core. They're young, but they're still trying to find their way. We'll probably throw it a little bit more today than you ordinarily would think would happen.
Defensively, last week we saw a lot of kids get an opportunity to play, Coach. They hadn't played an awful lot this season. How important is that depth in a ball game like this against Delaware State?
Very important. Our up front depth really is what's really special. We got a good men of defensive line style kind of guys, and those guys get a chance to play a little bit harder that way. But now we've got some guys in our secondary and in our linebacking core that seem to be able to play too. So the longest we got numbers, you feel good about being able to rotate guys in without lessening the level of talent.
They lost their starting quarterback a couple of weeks ago, but the kid Rivera's come on and played really well. What kind of problems can you see on film that he brings? Because certainly coming off the bench, it's a different attitude.
Well, it is. He's a read zone guy, who can run around a little bit and got a chance to throw it a little bit too. So you're talking about a situation where a guy seems to be all in. You can tell that this guy that they're playing now is a lot more excited about trying to do what this staff wants him to do. We need to really be on our first rate kind of P's and Q's to be able to stop their offense with this guy.
And I always ask you, Coach, what's it going to take for you to get the win here on the road? Always been a tough place to come here and play.
We got to be effective offensively. We got to do something to kind of give them the notion of the fact that it ain't going to happen today. And then on defense, we got to play our usual hard-nosed football game.
Let's take a look at Saturday's starting lineup.
Well, we've gotten a group of guys together now where we kind of figure out who's going to do what. Most of the time, Caleb York starts for us, and Jalen Simmons is our running back. Our offensive line's pretty much in place with Tamarick Hemingway out at the tight end. So it looks like those guys are kind of settling in a little bit. Then on defense, that group is, so deep until we play so many guys. You get Greg Newell and Reggie Owens, those guys on defense. You're going to have Hargraves and James Settle inside. And then you've got a nice group of linebackers. Those guys are, rotating and getting in there. Tyler Smith and Deshaun Taylor play a good bit, but at the same time, guys like Tevin Richards and those guys, and they're making a lot of plays in our secondary. They're starting to gel too. So I'm excited about these guys, the way they seem to get a feel for each other, and this team is coming together. And then our special teams seem to be pretty solid. So we got a lot of guys doing a lot of neat things, and I'm happy to say that our starters are pretty solid right now.
Scandrick kicking off. It's going to be Bryson Allen, and he will field it. Knows one of the up guys at the 10-yard line, bringing it up the field. This is Malik, number 4, bringing it up the right side. Going to be tackled for a short game. Rivera breaks the huddle. Pistol formation for the Hornets on 2nd and 10. Give it over the left side. This is Jackson across the line of scrimmage. Coming up, making the tackle. That was Chris Pauling. Mago set the punt from the 26-yard line. Mago fumbles the snap, picked up by South Carolina State's Tevin Richards. He will walk into the end zone for the score.
Without even getting their offense on the field, getting ready to go up 7-0.
Tyler Scandrick's point after is up, nearly blocked. It is no good. A score, South Carolina State 6, Delaware State nothing. 3rd down, let's call it 16. Back to pass is Rivera. Rivera in trouble, wrapped up, going to be brought down. Coming in, making the tackle for South Carolina State. That is Javon Hargraves. Mago on to punt for Delaware State. Back deep is Antonio Hamilton. Pressure nearly blocked by, it was partially blocked by Tevin Richards again. The football takes a Delaware State Hornet roll, but it's going to roll dead at the 50-yard line on 3rd down and 13 from the Hornet 45. Caleb back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Caleb over the middle. Same play caught. Taquan West with the catch. 1st down, tackle down at the 31-yard line of Delaware State. But 2 receivers stacked to the left, 1 wide to the right. Caleb York back to pass, looking left the whole time. Throws it out there. It is caught. Taquan West makes a move at the 20, gets the 1st down, still on his feet, wrapping up the football down to the 15-yard line.
Side, the 1-yard line, it will make all the difference in the world for him to
Dondre
hold on
Brown
to
in the
football.
backfield. They give it to Dondre right up the middle. Touchdown, South Carolina State, unscathed up the middle on this extra point. There's a snap. Hole, toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. So delivering Tyler Scandrick, 13 for South Carolina State, nothing for Delaware State. Rivera now trying to call protection to block that blitz. Now Chris Pauling drops off. There's the snap. Back to pass Rivera. Rivera looked right, wrapped up. Javon Hargraves, his 2nd sack of the day, his 5th and a half on the season for South Carolina State. Beautiful fall afternoon in the state of Delaware. Our score, South Carolina State 13, Delaware State nothing. 3rd down and 5. Shotgun snap, Adrian Collick back to pass. Good protection. Throwing it out there. It is caught. 1st down. Taquan West spinning. West still fighting. Gets across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. Shotgun formation for Rivera. Back to pass is Rivera. Looking to his left. Looking in trouble. Rivera wrapped up. Brought down. Football loose on the turf. It's recovered by South Carolina State. And that is Tevin Richards again with the recovery. Split backfield. Caleb in trouble, throws out in the flat. He's got a man out there, Dondre Brown. Brown cuts back at the 15, down to the 10, down to the 7-yard line. That's a 1st down. Caleb York at quarterback. In motion now is Leonard Jameson. They snap it, roll the other way. They throw it out in the flat. You got Dondre Brown. Brown one-on-one, touchdown, Dondre Brown. What a nifty play call. Tyler Scandrick's point after is up, and it is good. So, with 6:27 to go here in the 1st half, our score, South Carolina State 20, Delaware State nothing. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 26-yard line. Shotgun snap. Caleb York back to pass, throwing it out there. And caught. What a beautiful tip to himself. Taquan West tapped it up to himself, able to pull it down and get up to the 44-yard line. And that is the end of the 1st half of play here. Delaware State. Our score, South Carolina State 20, Delaware State nothing. We'll be back with more of the Buddy Pough Show right after these messages.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE. Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. also giving one.
I was off my game. Every day, my hip got worse and worse.
The coach's arthritis progressed to the point where his joint was bone on bone. Between the pain and the loss of range of motion, he decided to have the hip replaced here at the Regional Medical Center.
I was walking the very next day. I was going so fast, they said, "Slow down, coach, slow down." It feels great to be coaching again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
You stumble over a blade of grass. Come on.
Clothing for Coach Buddy Pough, provided by Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Bill Owens Custom Clothing is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
Coach, once again, it was another unit to get us started in this football game. Today was special teams, and that opened the door.
It did, and we worked hard, Coach Bird and his crew, all week trying to come up with a scheme to get after their punt a little bit, and it fell right into our hands to give us a great start for the football game.
When you look at this Delaware State team, Alex Carter's done a good job in the short time he's been here, Coach. They were tough, but were able to get some things going offensively, and I thought a nice mix of both quarterbacks in the first half.
They did. They found a way to move the football around pretty good, and their defense has been pretty good, but at the same time, they still give up some points and on some plays that sometimes you really shouldn't. So, you know, it is what it is. They're 0 and whatever.
You know, Coach, you start talking about our football team, and we talk about the quarterback a lot of times, but our receivers don't get enough credit. Taquan West and Quan Caldwell, Tamar Henway, they're catching the ball. Leonard Jameson, very, very well.
We had some guys who made some big plays in the passing game today. And Taquan had a lot of catches, a lot of conversion catches. And then Jameson had a nice play on the little jailbreak screen over to the sideline and broke it for a long score. So we've got some chances to make some big plays. We just got to get those guys to grow up a little bit so we get a little bit better idea where they're going to be some of the times.
You know, you're talking about growing up. Javon Hargraves doesn't have to grow anymore. 3 sacks in the first half. He really sort of set the tone on the defensive line that it was not going to happen for the Hornets.
Yeah, it was said that, you know, Javon needed to, you know, to come up and have a big game, and, you know, he did exactly that today. Lots of sacks, lots of plays. He's what he's advertised to be, and when he decides he really wants to get after it, he can get it done.
All right, at this time on the Buddy Pough Show, it's time for the Pough Mental Health Injury Report. We take a look at those Bulldogs who have been banged up. And, Coach, we've been pretty fortunate. We had some folks banged up early on, but right now it's still kind of a healing process.
You know what? Most of our guys are pretty well healed now. We've got some minor injuries. Philip Henry's got a little bit of an elbow deal, and he played a good bit, but it was a little bit of an issue. And then Dondre Brown's ankle is still a little bit sore. I think he'll be back in full speed next week. So, you know, with that being said, you know, we've been really fortunate with the injury bug this year.
All right, that's our Pough Mental Health Injury Report. We're going to take a time out here on the Buddy Pough Show. When we come back, we'll have the all-heart player and more from your South Carolina State Bulldogs on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant, with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE.
Welcome back to the Buddy Pough Show as we talk about this week's Regional Medical Center All-Heart Player. And, Coach, when you think All-Heart players, you think of a guy who's undersized, who does more with what he has than anybody else. Tevin Richards certainly sets that tone.
Tevin does exactly that. And he comes from a long line of Richards who have played for South Carolina State. Donovan played before him. He's got Terrell that's a freshman on our football team too. But Tevin's always wanted to be a running back, and I keep telling him, I say, you just help the football team any way you can. And he plays a little linebacker. He plays on all of our special teams, and he was determined starting at the beginning of the week that he was going to block a punt this week. He blocked one last week, so he got it done again. He had all kind of block kicks today. He had a block kick, a pickup kick for a touchdown, another partial block kick, so he had a heck of a football game.
All right, it's Tevin Richards, our all-heart player this week here on the Buddy Pough Show. Coming up now on the Buddy Pough Show, our Paul Harris sat down with last week's co-MEAC Defensive Player of the Week, Chris Pauling.
Hi, I'm Paul Harris, a graduate student at South Carolina State University for the Buddy Pough Show. And I am now joined by senior defensive back Chris Pauling from High Point, North Carolina. Chris, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Now, being a senior on this defense, what are some responsibilities that you take leading this defense?
Just making sure everybody's on the same page, watching film on the other guys, understanding what they do as offense, and just seeing how we can start doing through our defense.
Now, being from North Carolina, I'm pretty sure you had a lot of opportunities to play for North Carolina schools. What made you choose South Carolina State University?
My mom and my brother really pushed me here because the tradition, a great MEAC school, won a lot of championships, so that was like some of the reasons why I came here, really.
So what's been the best part about playing for South Carolina State in your tenure?
I think the band. When I got here, I really wasn't used to HBCU band, and when I came here, the whole atmosphere here is great. I really love it.
Now, you've been called the quarterback of the defense by Coach Pough and defensive coordinator Coach Restivo. Why did they call you that, and what are some of the responsibilities you take?
The only thing I really do is just get everybody lined up, make sure everybody on the same page. If a play needs to be changed, I make the checks, but I'm just out there to make sure everybody lined up on the same page.
Now, you are a senior. What are some of your plans after you graduate?
After graduation, I'm planning on being a graduate assistant, becoming a college football coach at Delaware University. So.
Now, one last question. Your nickname is The Rock, or Rock. Why do they call you that, or where did you get that nickname from?
When I was younger, man, it's just a name that stuck with me. I always played football, and I don't really know why, but it's a name that always stuck with me.
All right, Chris, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. We're going to take a time out on the Buddy Pough Show and come back with Saturday's second half highlights, Bulldogs and Hornets from Dover, Delaware, on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
My first thought was, what is going to happen to me? Am I going to live? My second thought was, I needed to live because I thought about my children.
Betty's mammogram showed a lump in her breast. We surgically removed the cancer.
And Betty was referred to Mabry Cancer Center, where she received chemotherapy and radiation therapy.
It was an opportunity to live again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
Today, I'm cancer-free.
Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
Preparing to kick off for Delaware State. You can hear the crowd. And of course, great homecoming crowd on hand as Ziti prepares to approach, and here he comes. Big end-over-end kick. My goodness. Antonio Hamilton on the field at the 3-yard line. At the 5, Antonio's at 10, up the right side at the 20. Antonio cuts through to 25, stood up, brought down on the tackle for Delaware State. That was number 87, Jonathan Jones.
Going to throw the football.
York, shotgun snap, throws it back, screen left side, Jameson at the 40, 45, 50, good night, it's over, 35, 30, wow. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Caleb York to to Leonard Jameson. And so Tyler Skandrick gets the Bulldogs on the board just 40 seconds into the second half. It's 27 for South Carolina State, nothing for Delaware State. Long snap count. Rivera now snaps the football, back to pass. Rivera looking, in trouble, steps up in the pocket, nearly stripped by Tevin Richards, tackled down across the line of scrimmage. York at quarterback. There's your snap, play action fake. He's looking out there, got Taquan West caught at the 30-yard line, makes a spin move at the 35, still on his feet, spins up to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 40. York back to pass, straight drop back, looking over the middle. He's got Taquan again. Another 12-yard pickup. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Football on the near side. There's a shotgun snap. They give it to Scoot up the middle. Scoot spins at the 40. Scoot drives to the 35-yard line of Delaware State. Jerome Pettaway set to punt. Back deep for the Delaware State Hornets is Bryson, now is Malik Golson. The football will hit down at the 5-yard line, and it will bounce dead at the 1-yard line. What a punt by Jerome Pettaway. There's a shotgun snap. Rivera's in the end zone. Back to pass. Quick drop. Throws out the flat. Has a man out there caught. That's Abrams up to about the 10-yard line. But Ishmael set to snap. From the shotgun is Caleb York. There's your snap. Back to pass. Straight drop back. Looking over the middle. Has a man out there intercepted at the 40-yard line for Delaware State and back up the field and still on his feet across the 40 into Bulldog territory at the 38-yard line for Delaware State. Rivera in the shotgun. There's the snap. Rivera back to pass. Quick throw out there. Caught, first down. Up into Bulldog territory to the 20-yard line. Man-to-man coverage on the receivers. Shotgun snap. Rivera back to pass. Looks right, throws right, has a man out there in the end zone, and it is caught. It is touchdown, Delaware State. With 5 minutes and 1 second to go here in the third quarter. Our score, South Carolina State 27, Delaware State 7. Hornets showing blitz, play action fake. Caleb York throwing it out there. He's got a man out there. Taquan caught at midfield, still on his feet, pushed out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Delaware State. Split backfield for Caleb York, the quarterback. Back to pass, throws out in the flat. He's got Scoot, needs a block, gets it. And across the 40 at the 45. Cuts back and goes down at the 32.
Back there.
York from the shotgun again, goes back to pass, looks back left, lane pass we completed for a touchdown a moment ago. This is Jameson. Jameson dives to the 24-yard line.
It's on the board.
Shotgun formation, play action fake, comes a blitz, and nobody blocked. I tell you what, Gabe Sherrod was unblocked over there. There's no time left in the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter play from Dover, Delaware. Alumni Stadium. Bulldogs 27, Hornets 7. Jeremiah McGill is blocked by South Carolina State. Picked up now by that's Quan Caldwell, picking it up, getting it down. Tevin Richards again. Caleb York, the quarterback. York, handoff, Scoot. Over the right side. Scoot trying to bounce it outside. Now goes back to the left. Scoot's going to need a block. Gets it from Caleb York. 10, 5. Scoot dives for the pylon. I think he got there. Did they mark him down? Touchdown. James Johnson the snap. Pettaway gets it down. Skandrick's toes in it. It is up and it is good. So 58 seconds into the fourth quarter. That's sending some of the homecoming crowd home. It's 34 for South Carolina State, 7 for Delaware State. Delaware State with the football on the near side. 2 receivers to that side, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation, empty backfield for Gil Rivera. Rivera looking left, now looks back right, throws it long. It is batted up, it is intercepted to move forward. At the 40, tripped up, man, he wanted to run that one down. That is going to do it here from Dover, Delaware. Our final score, South Carolina State 34, Delaware State 7. Coach, we started the second half off quickly. 2 plays, 73 yards. We're on the board in less than a minute.
You're exactly right. We got a chance to get 2 quick plays, and the first one was a little play out in the flat where they tried to blitz us, and we hit a little stop route, and then we come right back after that and hit a little screen ball where Leonard Jameson went the distance. And, you know, from that point, that kind of set the tone for the second half. It kind of put you at ease a little bit to let you know that you were going to probably be okay.
You start wanting to run the football, Coach. I thought we struggled a little bit in run game, especially in the interior, something we got to improve on.
Well, part of the reason is because people have decided that they're going to load the box on us and stop us from running the ball. And, you know, we've got a guy who can throw it around pretty good. We need to continue to develop that because, you know, we got the receivers, we got the quarterback. We just need to kind of work our timing down a little bit.
There was a play, Coach, late in the ball game where Scoot Simmons started out to his right, reverse field, came back the other way, 12 yards, got a great block from his quarterback, who really sacrificed himself to get him into the end zone.
And I was really wondering how much of a block that was going to be because quarterbacks generally don't peel back and block very well, but this guy did a nice job of getting Scoot into the end zone.
Start talking about the second half now, Coach. Again, there was a situation where Delaware State had an opportunity to score late. They got it down to the 8-yard line, and you were able to shut the door.
Well, no, our defense did a fantastic job, again, of stopping them. And, you know, it's been kind of that way for most of the year. It's hard to get it in, I guess, that group. And those guys got no pride that they are not going to just give you in. So our guys did what they usually do.
We talked about it before the game, South Carolina State. Now, no room for error. Next week, you start talking about Hampton back in Orangeburg. It's homecoming, but more importantly, it's an important conference football game.
And it's a big weekend for us. Homecoming's a big deal for us in general, but at the same time, it means so much. The fact that we're still in it, you know, we get a chance to have our own destiny in our own hands means as much as anything. So we're excited about Hampton coming in, but we're mostly excited about the fact that we're still in our conference race and still got a shot to be our conference champion.
Coach, talk quick a little bit about their football team because they're a pretty good football team. Not a lot of people talking about them.
And I hadn't heard their score yet for this particular weekend, but they did a nice job of beating Morgan up at Morgan last week. Coach Connell Maynard has done a fantastic job of getting some new talent in there, some fresh guys. He's got a quarterback from Virginia Tech who can really play. And, you know, he's got some offensive linemen that he found from different places around the country. Hampton can do that somehow or another. So, you know, they've got enough pieces in place to be a good football team, and you can kind of see them gelling as the year goes on. So it'll be a big task for us this coming weekend when they come into Orangeburg to play us on homecoming.
I tell you what, we're looking forward to it, folks. Homecoming this week down in Orangeburg. It doesn't get any better than that. We hope to see you in the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium on Saturday when the Bulldogs take on the Pirates of Hampton. And, of course, next week right here on Fox Sports Southeast on The Buddy Pough Show.
Thank you for watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Join us again next week for exciting highlights of SC State University Bulldog football.